Guys, how can you not like kayak fishing? I mean, I got everything I need here. I got 2 rod holders, I got my phone set up, I have my fish finder, I'm carrying 6 tackle boxes of gear in the back, I got 6 rod holders for 6 different setups. I'm literally fishing while pedaling on my pedal power kayak, and I got a rudder control system. There's a lot of upsides to kayak fishing, but here's the things that people hate about it. The first thing is, some of the reasons people don't like this. When I first bought my fishing kayak, man, I was ridiculously sore the next day. I mean, you're fishing at different angles. I was using muscles that I didn't use before. I'm not used to fishing sitting down. I'm used to fishing standing up, which you can do in this kayak, and I actually do it a lot. But man, I was starting to think after the first day or 2 of using this thing, after first buying it, did I make a mistake? But I got good news for you, because after about a week or 2, you kind of dial in those nuances, you figure out the perfect way to do your retrieve from sitting down, and I absolutely love kayak fishing now. I mean, I've caught more fish in numbers and size than I ever have in my entire life. Another thing people don't like about fishing kayaks, or at least their preconceived idea of it, is how stable or unstable they believe they are. And the reality is that these kayaks have come a long way. Now, if you buy like a $300 to $400 kayak from Walmart and it's not designed to be a fishing kayak, well, yeah, you're gonna be disappointed and how stable that thing is. But this fishing kayak specific has a pontoon style haul. I can stand up in this bad boy and I don't have to worry about flipping over or falling out. I've never, in the 3 years that I've owned this specific kayak, ever felt like I was going to fall out. And I have a lot of big fellas, self-proclaimed big fellas, part of the Wendell fishing community, and they've told me 300 pounds, no issue in some of these fishing kayaks. So yes, you have to pay attention to when you buy them. I believe there's 14 different styles of hulls, some more stable than others. So that's the reason why some people don't like kayak fishing. Another reason people don't like kayak fishing is because, I'll be honest with you, it's more work. These things, you have to either have to pedal them or paddle them unless you have a motorized kayak. But still, I mean, I go to a place in southeast Ohio where I am in and out of ponds all day long, and this thing loaded down weighs about 100 pounds. I am absolutely worn out by the end of the 4 days of being down there. It is work, but the upside of this is I don't work out a whole lot. And to be honest with you, paddling 4, 5, 6 hours a day does the trick for me. You know, some of you might not be looking for a workout, and that's fine. This might not be for you. And for those of you who aren't worried about a little bit of work, kayak fishing might be the jam for you. Next one's a big one, why people don't like kayak fishing, and that is the wind. And I get this question a lot coming through my YouTube channel. What about the wind? How windy is too windy for kayak fishing? How do you do your anchor system? Well, that's why I bought a pedal power kayak, because I can manage the wind in 15 mile per hour, which is a lot. So I can probably manage winds between 15 and 18 miles an hour. Now it's blowing me all over the place, but I could still easily fish, which I like fishing in the wind. I feel like I just catch a whole lot more fish when it's windy outside. But yeah, it could be a problem. So you can either do an anchor with an anchor trolley if you're a paddle power kayaker, or you can simply upgrade to the pedal power kayaks, and you can dial in that wind where it becomes less of a problem for you. Another reason why people don't like kayak fishing is they don't believe there's a ton of room on these things. Now, let's be honest with you, compared to a bass boat, there's not a lot of room on this. So really what it forces you to do is really be a more focused fisherman. And well-prepared fisherman, because I am thinking through before I head out, because I don't have 15 pulls in my bass boat. I don't have every lure I've ever bought in my bass boat. So I really have to think through how I'm going to fish the next day based off the research I've done. So I believe that's an upside. I have everything I need on this bad boy. I don't feel like I need more room. I feel like if you have more room, you just fill it with more crap. But hey, to each his own. I've had a bass boat before, and there's a lot of cons to a bass boat as well. So room is personal preference, but one of the reasons people opt out. Oh, caught a stick bass. Oh, it's a big one. Oh, look at this. This is what happens when you're not paying attention. You're shooting a video while you're fishing. All right, another reason people don't like kayak fishing is because they might have had a bad experience in a kayak before. And I get this. If you ever hopped into a Sun Dolphin or Aruba 10, those things aren't comfortable and they're not made for kayak fishing. And so the beauty of this is that the kayak fishing market has blown up in years, and kayaks are a ton more comfortable. They have rails for your fish finders and track mounts for your rod holders so you control. I mean, just about anything a bass boat will offer, you could also get on a fishing kayak. So if you ever had a bad experience on a really cheap kayak, I'd highly recommend giving this a second try. I know a lot of local shops will have demo days, and you get out there and try out some fishing kayaks for yourself. Another reason people don't like kayak fishing is because of kayak positioning. Now, it's not very windy today, but a little bit of wind goes a really long way. Now, that's why I opted for a pedal power kayak, because there's a rudder system right here that I can flick. And as you can see, I can move left and right, some varying adjustments, real easy adjustments. On a paddle power kayak, it's a little bit more difficult. But like I said, if you have a paddle power kayak, you could use an anchor and an anchor trolley to position yourself, especially on a windy day. So although kayak positioning can be a bit of an issue, after a while it just becomes second nature. Another reason people don't like kayak fishing is because of wake. These things have come a really long way, and they're designed to really help with wake. And if you're really concerned of it, or fish a lot of places that have, you know, a ton of motorboats that are out tubing and skiing, you can actually put outriggers on these things, so you don't have to worry about the wake as much. Or what I do, I just don't fish huge lakes where there's a lot of tubers and a lot of skiers and a lot of wake. I know some of you are kind of salt life guys, and you're kind of limited to that. So there are options out there to get your kayak more stable. So if that's a deal breaker for you, just know that you can easily combat that with a few options that they have for kayak fishing. Another reason people don't like kayak fishing is I feel like every time I adjust my rudder right here is when a fish strikes. And so although when having a pedal powered kayak, it's hands-free fishing, every once in a while you will need to go down, kind of adjust your kayak a bit to stay in your spot. And every once in a while you will get a hit right when you do that. It's kind of annoying, but hey, it's part of the kayak fishing game. And another reason that people don't like kayak fishing is time, because it takes extra time to pull up your kayak, you know, unload it from the trailer, and then of course you're not going to have everything on your kayak as you're going down the road, so you got to take it all out of the back of your car, load it in, you load out. Also, if you're fishing a big lake, a lot of times you're spending 15 minutes to get to your spot. Or if you come up another fisherman who's been on that line for a while, you have to kind of give him a big berth. All this stuff takes time, which is kind of a pain in the butt. But here's the plus side of it. You know, when I had a bass boat, I would just turn on the engine and rip across the lake to the other side of the lake to go from spot to spot to spot. When I am kayak fishing, there we go, the little guy, look at that little guy. When I am kayak fishing, it forces me to fish places that I would never fish before. And to be honest with you, I caught some of the biggest fish in places I would typically just run over in a bass boat. So that's what I like about kayak fishing. Although it is a slower way of fishing, it does slow you down, and it does force you to fish places that you wouldn't fish before. And I think you might be happy with your results. You know, kayak fishing, it's a tough way of fishing, and you gotta love the advantages because it also comes with some disadvantages as well. So good to know before getting into the sport. Now, if you're watching this and you own a kayak, please let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite advantage to owning a fishing kayak? I think it'd be really important for a lot of the people who've not yet purchased one to hear from you firsthand. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Good luck out there. See you later. Bye.